Hello everybody, welcome back to an episode of Trails Beyond the Horizon. In the last part, we start off our usual shtick around Edith. We went around, talked to people, did a couple forest BGs, and saw the sights, see what kind of stuff has happened, what's going on in the city, and all that kind of fun jazz. We are in the middle of a forest BG that I commenced last time, so we're doing that. And we're also still making our rounds around the city as well. So we need to continue. Then we gotta do connection events and everything. So let's just see what we gotta do now. Shall we? I think the forest BG that I picked up last time has to go to Century March, so let's go there first. This district's teeming with activity just like always. It only gets more packed day by day of the economy hitting its stride. Well, obviously, market's the first place you'd expect that to affect. Still, all this liveliness is sure to be drawing in people of all sorts. Yeah, might even be some we know. Let's give the place a once-over. Oh. Scent particles in the air were confirmed 97% match the analyzed odor residue on the attaché case. Well, it sounds like we made the right call coming here to do the shard searches. Now, let me just register the metallic sound with the gun in the app. And done. We're good to go. Great. Alright, let's get searching. Find the metallic scent. Sweet! Hey man. More food for me? I'll take it. I still have to eat all the food that I bought previously. Got glasses? Glasses and costumes? Rabbit ears. Alright. What's going on here? Hate that. Thank you, sir. Got some new weapons. Got some of those. Antique chain. Okay. Think you're barking up the wrong tree here. Sure, I've got ties to less than listed types, but the types I saw are properly authorized, see? Alright, let's not kid ourselves. No way you can get your hands on that sort of stuff through some back channel or other. I won't deny it. But the goods Zekdarns puts out are too chancy for me to do business with all willy-nilly. So sorry, but if that's what you're after, you'll have to look elsewhere. Damn shame. Never explicitly stated that he doesn't have any on hand, though. Yeah, it's pretty obvious that Yazan's our guy. But for whatever reason, he's being dodgy about it. Maybe we could try to strike up a deal out anyway. If we are in need of a bargain chip, perhaps it would behoove us to speak with the police. It may yield us useful intelligence, given their likely vigilance for Zekdarn's merchandise. We also know there's someone in Old Town with a penchant for components. You might have more details, too. Oh boy. What's going on here? A name I'm not even gonna try to pronounce. Run out of money. I'm gonna run out of money real quick here. There's so many shops.
冷やかしは5年だよ。
I'm gonna have to sell some more shit. What's going on here?
ミッシー、今日はここにいたんですね。
新デザインのミッシーもすっかり馴染んだもんだぜ。
Me, hi everybody. Hope I didn't keep you waiting too long. Look, boys and girls, do you know who this is? It's my little sister Michette, here to see you all. That means starting today you should be busting out my one-cat monopoly over Calvard. We'll do our best to make it work. Yay, Michette! Make a wishy with Missy! Are you guys ready for a me-fabulous time? I got more youthful energy than my old fogey of a brother, so try your best to keep up with my moves. Today we're gonna shake off your arthritis and groove it Michette style. That goes for you grown-up friends in the crowd too. Just tell your inner child, dance along, and all together now. Oh boy. Oh wow, I didn't even know Misty had a little sister. We were really clamoring over her to come to Calvard. Now it's finally happened. It was overdue, if anything, considering how much steam they've been picking up here. Either way, I'm betting a certain Michelinite will freak out about this. For better or worse. Huh. I need to sell some food. I need to sell some shit because I can't afford any more fucking food. What can I sell for quick money? Alright. I have to sell those for quick money for the time being. Got so much money! Or so much money, I'm so much... whatever. I've got no money! And the food just keeps rolling in. There. There. So much food and drink. And I still have another still another district to go to too. Alright. I'm gonna just keep going. Hey Makino, where should we go fishing next? I got a scooter now, so I started thinking about traveling farther out. I'll be super jealous. But I got a bike now. Let's go and find the best fishing spot we can. Oh, visitors, eh? Welcome. Oh, hey, it's Vaughn's group. Long time no see, everyone. Are you here to pick the Hebo God Rod back up? Nah, that ain't it. The Hebo God Rod. Is that the fishing rod we used before to catch a legendary fish at Dirk Memorial Park? I remember that. Not only that, it was said to have been used by General Atkinson himself. I thought that Kanza guy gave it to you outright. What's it doing here? He did, but I didn't feel like I should be keeping it, something so important. So I left it with these guys for the time being. I see. Anyway, I don't intend to take the rod back at the moment. Honestly, it's been a good long while since I've been done any fishing at all. Got any gear you'd recommend for shaking off the rust? I've just got the thing. Oh hey, this looks like a pretty well made rod. What brand is? Wait, Strega? Aren't they a famous sneaker manufacturer from Lemon State? I heard they got into making sports equipment a while back, but I guess they expanded further to fishing gear now too. Indeed, this is proof that fishing is starting to be recognized as a legitimate sport. Strega products make for especially great social media pics too, so I definitely recommend them. Sounds good to me. I'll take this one then. How much? No. I can't accept money from you, Vaughn. Yeah, I mean, you entrusted us with the Hebo and all. And honestly, we should be paying you. Well, I don't need to go that far, but I'll take you up on that your kind offer. Suppose I'll go ahead and put the Strega rod through its paces. Oh, the rod levels up? Oh, interesting. I didn't really do much fishing in Daybreak 2, so maybe I'll do some fishing here.
何か必要かね
Of course, I have like nothing. Fuck me.
満足したなら何よりじゃ
そうですね
I'll be back when I have more money.
調査します調査します
The sink continues beyond the door. Seems this connects to the old sewer system. This must be the place then. If anyone's ready, then let's go jump them. Let's go. So they carefully made their way along the old sewer system. Eventually arrived at a wide chamber deep inside. Oh. So it was you guys. The Dollar family. Who are you? It's the damn Spriggan. Why is he here? This is the gang that Ronald was a part of before he was arrested for the Aramis incident. So you're the ones behind the gun building, huh? Here I was, all psyched up for a big shot mastermind showdown, but you're just the same third-rate mafia gutter trash we've fought a million times before. Say that again, I dare you! We've had enough trouble as being on the police and guild's radar thanks to that damn spoiled brat. There's no way we're gonna let you ruin this golden egg-laying scheme you thought up on our own. On your own? Gathering people's personal info? Using fear to force them to commit crimes? Buddy, that's right out of Alma's playbook. You just missed one crucial lesson. In the end, they got wiped out. Now, as for the dirt you have on all the people you dragged into your criminal enterprise, you're going to give it all to us. And we want all the hardware you use for these jobs, too. Go to hell! You think we're going to let you stop us? 8 hostiles confirmed. We'll have to intercept them quickly. There's nothing to worry about. Let's just get this over with. That's a lot of people! Alright. Alright, let's
しまいにしようぜバンダライズレイダーもう一丁
加減はいたしません
Goodbye. Ooh, Kalpic Pommel? That's a new one. Zoffer Edge. They're tough. Our money! Phew! Also suppressed. Is this really all they were good for? Now I need to figure out what to do with all this data and hardware. Oh boy. Oh shit. I already did law last time. Let's destroy the hardware. Get some chaos going. I say we destroy it all. I'd rather nip this in the bud than have it come back to bite us down the line. Hell yeah! Doesn't get much quicker and dirtier than to smash shit up. There's some quality material here, so admittedly I do have my reservations about that approach. No mercy. Oh, burn it all to the ground. After that, they anonymously reported the Dollar family and left. Then they returned to the client and make a report. Can't believe we were able to solve it so quickly. Thank you. So we're not going to be forced to do any more illegal jobs, right? Correct. You should be okay. We've already destroyed the documents and hardware they used in their little scheme. We even passed some info on the police and guild anonymously. That should prevent anyone from running the same kind of scheme. Incredible. You really are thorough. Talk about we're taking a weight off my shoulders. We're just glad you were able to find a workable solution. Just hope you learned a lesson and will do more careful in the future. No matter how good something seems, there's usually a catch, especially things you find on the net. Plus, if you work hard for your mirror, you'll think more about how you should spend it. Alright, I'll remember that. Thanks for everything, really.
これで解決だ。
Hey. Get some chaos going. Next I'll do gray. Alright.
ああ、
Damn it. Back to Century March.
さ
This is
あ出発しよう。
This is where as close as I could get to where I was. I could buy some of your bait now.
何か必要かね。
Not a whole lot, but
満足したなら何よりじゃ。
ああ、
はいうら
hey, look who it is. Hey, it's our favorite twins.
グランマ
It's Shahina and Sarah?
まあカトルバンさんたちも。
フェリーみんなも奇遇だねお久しぶりですね
Dancing Sisters is the mother of the Orbital Revolution? Not a grouping I would have expected. Pleasure to see you, Professor Hamilton. And same to you, Sarah, Shahina. A.
本当にそうだよと言っても1ヶ月ぶりくらいかな公演の方見に来てくださって本当にありがとうございました
Nah, if anything, we should be thanking you. You're the ones who gave us the free tickets for it. Celebrating the 6th anniversary of your debut was our honor. And all your other fans seem to have the same thought, with the Tryon Mall stage being nearly at capacity and all. You two really are up your game on the dancing front. I think all that acting experience you got was paid off. You guys really were out of this world good.
それほどでももう調子に乗らないのまだまだ精進あるのみですよ
私も帰国していればぜひ見に行きたかったのだけど。私はアラミスの学芸祭以来かしら。お久しぶりね。解決事務所のみんな。
Definitely. If I recall correctly, you set off for the east shortly after the festival ended, yes?
でもちょうど先週いきなり用事があるって帰国してさ。おとといエレネーと一緒に会ったけど二人ともバーゼルに立ったのかと思ったよちょっと首都でいくつか済ませておく用事があってね
Been some time, Rosette. How have you been feeling lately, physically speaking? Very good, thanks in no smart part to your efforts. I'm very truly grateful for the care I received. Adjustments at Monarch are being soundly implemented as well, owing to the reports you and Miss Archette put together. By reports, you mean the ones about the treatment you got in Basel last year, yeah? As someone directly involved, Esmeralda was quite particular on the matter. Apparently she put forth a great deal of effort to finish them before things became busy again. I see. Please pass my gratitude to Miss Archette again if it won't be too much trouble. So, you three met first last year, right? Yep, right after we made our big debut and before we came to Edith. At the time, we hadn't realized you and the professor were acquainted. Then we had another surprise encounter in the capital that December. She's been good to us in so many ways. Oh, I think you've helped me a great deal more than the other way around. At any rate, the sheer number of connections you've made through your spreading work is quite remarkable. Yes, without a doubt. There's definitely a lot to remark on about it. Not to change the subject, but you two are in the same agency as Judith now, right? Lextel Talent Agency? Sort of. We're only affiliate members, so it would be a bit presumptuous for me to place us on the same level as her. We'll get there, though. I want to get super famous enough to be the face of Lexel someday. Lexel. Good on you for big and dreaming big. There's more to showbiz than just movies, you know, after all. Anyway, I'm glad to chance on each other with how hectic our schedules have been. Almost didn't happen either. You're both heading back to Tharbad this afternoon, right? That's right. We'll be setting off on a new tour for the Republic scheduled for August. Until then, we're going to take it easier on ourselves for a week or so, just to rest and recharge. That's wonderful. It's wonderful to hear. You'll feel much more comfortable around your inner circles, I'm sure. Oh yes, even though Tharbad isn't where we were born, it's just a dear place to us. So I'd like to repay all the people who've supported our dancing the best way we know how. I guess you could call it a homecoming performance. People seem pretty excited for it, so we're just gonna have to put in that much extra effort. Wow, if only I could go and see it. Well, you're in luck. Judith mentioned it's gonna be streamed on the Orbital Net. Then we better make sure to reserve a spot for ourselves. Absolutely, we wouldn't miss it for the world. By the way, Professor, you're planning to leave for Basil soon, right? Indeed, for a collaboration of sorts arranged through a connection of mine, though I can't divulge too much on that end. Additionally, I have matters I'd like to discuss with the new CEO, Bill Tossend. Wait, that mustachioed tight-ass? Vern hired him? Yes, 2 months ago. It's odd that he was allowed back after only 6 months. Could Young have played a hand in his reinstatement, perhaps? I'm afraid I don't know all the particulars. But for I guess, it was likely a result of establishing a more suitable structure for the advancement of Project Startaker. I see. That will fall within expectations. The way I hear it, last year's blunder aside, the man's actually seen as a pretty competent in practice. He wouldn't have been able to coordinate multiple groups under the Vern umbrella for so many years otherwise. Possible someone pushed his rehiring dude to make sure the project was a success. You may be right about that. Still, I think they should be severed ties with them altogether. Agnes. Well, there was that business with the Mafia, not to mention political agendas at play, most likely. It was my own inability to adapt to such climates that led me to having to leave everything on Thompson's shoulders. So this time I plan to provide him with as much consultation as I can. Well, if you're giving the CEO pointers along the way, then he should have nothing to worry about. Grand, I don't think I'll be able to make it to Basil while you're there. So say hi to Essie and Mr. Giscard. And Yang too, for me, if you happen to run into them. Yes, of course. Though I don't expect Yang and I will be crossing paths. Well, the group said their goodbyes to Professor Hamilton and the sisters who have presumably stopped by the market to buy souvenirs from Edith. They then returned to their Spriggan work. Hey. Alright, we're done here.
では参りましょう。
Huh. Looks like they're putting on some kind of show. The recent excitement of the space program has them holding more events than ever before. On top of that, even subcultures like idols have been getting a bigger share of the spotlight. Ooh, sounds like fun. It does catch my interest. What's really on my mind is how businesses in foreign countries are reacting to things. Well, there are a handful of places here where we can follow up on those fronts. The Vern Store, Val's Investment Bank, and the Liberal Boutique, for example. Let's add them to the list and take a lap around. It'd be smart to peek at whatever's happening on the stage, too. Alright.
あ、宇宙計画関係のイベントをやっているみたいだね。天文学を収める身としては少し感慨深いかな。なんだか宇宙が身近になった気がして。
宇宙計画の功績の一つでしょうか。
Oops.
どうするの？
Cyber goggles.
またよろしくね。
ZCF の新製品開
ぞご覧になってくださいませ。
Bunny blouse. I have no money. I'm not gonna afford any gear because I barely have enough money as is. I blew it all on food and drink. Start a cinema, huh? Feels like it's been forever since the last game here. Sacred Journey. A tale of a wild nun and a boy journeying through the wilderness. That looks like Reese. Well, would you look at that? Judith's in the lead role. Oh, that's Judith. That's right. Ooh, it looks like Reese. She's such a brainless klutz all the time. I forget that she's a famous superstar. Hey, come on, Aaron. That's mean. I'm curious about the Detective Scorio movie too. Well, if we're filming a movie, we can go ahead and we'll see one during our break. Probably won't have the time to catch both of them, though. Unfortunately, they both sound so intriguing. Can't decide which I want to see more. Movie viewing. All right. All right, so we can go see a movie. What are we gonna do? Watch a movie. What's playing? Which do I want to go see? We'll go see a detective movie. Oh, it actually tells you if you purchased a pamphlet and actually seen the movie this time around. They didn't do that in the first two games. Okay. What do I want to do? I don't think it really matters which one I go to see. At least I don't think so. Let's watch Sacred Journey first. Fairy and Agnes. Barbara was a missionary, a nun with a large scale on her forehead who traveled the frontier, spreading the word of idols as she went. One day on her travels, she met a young orphan boy from the West by the name of Vince, whose early life had been much like her own. She wanted to make sure he grew up to be a good man, and with all her strength to guide him when they set out on a journey together. On the way, they accidentally stumbled onto a small settlement which had been beset by thieves for several months. They'd gone so far as to take the chief's daughter hostage, so there was no way to fight back without fear of her becoming to harm. Upon hearing this, Sister Barbara stood up and marched straight to the thieves' den. Ooh.
教会のシスターが一人でなんでこんなところに。野郎ども！一体どうなってやがれ！
Doesn't even look like Rosette. Or not Rosette, doesn't even look like Judith. Judith looks more like a man, right?
村から奪った金品と食料を返せ。ついでに利子もいただこう。
化け物シスターが。こっちにはまだ人質がいるんだ。娘の命がどうなっても。
ババラ、ジョーちゃんなら解放したぜ。心置きなくやっちまえ。
先生をつけろと何度言ったら。まあいい。でかしたビンス。今からお前に鉄槌を下す。10秒くれてやるから懺悔を済ませろ。10、9、8。
待て！あんた、俺に雇われる気はないか？
3、2、1。
っておい！カウントが！
ゼロ！
got whooped. I really enjoyed seeing this side of Judith. Also, the strong-minded sister and the orphan boy made for quite the interesting pair. Yeah, when I heard the main duo were traveling sister and orphan, I figured it was going to be an emotional movie that went for the heartstrings. Turns out it has its own unique sort of thing. Had all the elements of a classic road trip movie, but it did it in a fresh new way. I wager a lot of that unique vibe it was due to the strong personalities of its two lead actors. For sure, especially when they started gelling as gelling as a team in the second half. Gelling? I was thinking, the movie ended with Vince deciding to join Barbara on her travels. So if they do decide to make a sequel, I'm excited to see how the writers build on their relationship from there. Same here. The characters play off each other well. They've definitely got the potential to become a great duo. I'm so happy the village was saved in the end, and that those rotten themes got what was coming to them. But when I first heard that this was a movie about a traveling sister helping a town, I pictured something quite differently. Yeah, she definitely went for the more, forceful and direct kind of help, huh? Considering Barbara's past and Vince's street smarts, it was definitely the kind of solution that fit both characters best. For sure, and maybe beyond that. I don't really know how to put it, but it felt like the movie did a great job for showing different kinds of strength. Whether it was Barbara beating down the thieves or showing her caring side as a sister, how surprisingly brave Vince ended up being, or the inner strength the chief's daughter had. It was kind of like, along their journey, people with different kinds of strength met were drawn to each other and helped each other grow. Maybe that's what the movie was trying to say. That life's like that too. Not a better way to look at it. It definitely seems like the kind of takeaway you come away with from it. Hey, it looks like our son give me the brochure! Let me van. Sweet! Sweet! Nice! What's going on here? Space investment scam. Oh. There's a sports PG in the bulletin board. Space business? I'm starting to see a trend here. Yeah, not picking up much of a cent here, but that's fine. I suppose there's no harm in keeping this one in mind. What's on here? Try on squash. Still a great view. Can't complain about the view. Alright. I'll go down below. Wait, where is it? Oh, I'm blind. It's right there. Are the Joannas that post the Force PG? Does that mean you're the Spriggan? I'm so glad the rumors are true. I can finally have some hope. You said something about getting caught up in an investment scam. Honestly, I'm not sure if a Force PG is the right fit. Yeah, well, we'll hear you out at the very least. So, you give all your investment money to a guy who claimed to be working for a security firm. Yes, he said that Stellatech, a business with ties to the Varen company, was going public soon. He was very enthusiastic when he recommended that I buy stock. Seeing it was related to the space program, he told me that paperwork would be more complex than usual, which is why he volunteered to act as my agent for the deposit. Then you went cold turkey on you. To add insult to injury, you attracted a swarm of scammers. All out to suck you dry. Sounds like you were careless. Of course, it's obvious looking back on it. But at the time, I guess I was just caught up in the space program fervor. It ain't uncommon for these sorts of scammers to ride the wave of big events. The fact you've got more suspicious folk coming after you means they probably added you to a list of potential marks. One question: why come to us? Why not go to the guild or the police? Yes, well, I really need the mirror back now. Without it, I won't be able to make ends meet. Using the police would add a whole bunch of hoops and jump through. That's why I came to you. Is this not the sort of case you can handle? Honestly, I don't buy the reasoning. What about you, Vaughn? It's true that this is more suited to the police's line of work, but it might be worth doing. Let's consider another thing falling through the cracks thanks to the space program. Indeed, this could be a chance to get a better look at the influence the space program has on the economy, both on the surface and in the shadows. Sure. Alright, this ain't exactly in our wheelhouse, but we'll handle it. Really? Thank you so much! You said the company they wanted you to invest in was Stellatech, right? Makes you wonder if the company even exists, huh? I haven't heard the name before. I think it's even related to the Vern company, too. I never had heard anything about them looking for investors. Even if even Quattro hasn't heard of it, then the whole thing might really be a big little horseshit. Space tech, right? Did they say exactly which part of the company was in charge of? Yes, the satellite that was launched today. I was told that you have a patent related to its core technology. And since they expect more space projects in the future, they decided to go public during Project Startaker to enjoy explosive stock prices. A patent for satellite technology? Marduk is the one who holds the patents for the satellite using the Project Startaker. Not that some of the parts and observation equipment didn't come from the Vern company and affiliates. Regardless of whether or not they're looking for investors, the company itself does exist. Which means we ought to be careful when we look into the things so it does not disrupt their business. Then we'll need to determine what's a lie and what's not in terms of the technology, the patent, and the investment opportunity. Then maybe we should start here at Tryon Mall. We should be able to learn more about Stellatech with the Vern store. There is Val's Investment Bank as well. They should be able to give us insight not only on the Stellatech trading, but even some information on Marta. Right, then let's start with that. If it really is a scam, we'll deal with it in the usual way after that. They're both right over there, so let's start asking questions. You're not wasting any time. Thank you, truly. I'm hoping your search will be fruitful. Alright. Palace investment. Item drop rate? Cool. You want to know about Stellatech? Yeah, we got reason to believe someone might be using the name without permission. We want to learn more about detailed information about the company to be sure. We would appreciate anything you can tell us about the investment and stock trends. And it would be most useful if you can also confirm their positive involvement with Marduk's satellite technology. Firstly, Stellatech has not taken their stock public. There are no plans to do so at this time. They were originally established by the Vern company internally to handle development of specific technologies. That's because it was established to meet the demands of Project Startaker. The company is heavily subsidized by the government in addition to being financed by the Vern company. In other words, there's no need for them to solicit investments through stocks at this time. I see. And using their name for a money-making scheme that really doesn't make any sense. What about the satellite technology? At the very least, I can confirm that they don't hold any patents for the satellite systems. They did, however, develop a material used in the satellite in cooperation with Marduk. I heard the Vern company was also been developing observation technology in addition to equipment for the rocket. However, the overall satellite framework has been outsourced to and fully developed by Marduk. That's completely different than the story Johannes was told. Yeah, we've heard plenty. Sorry for the questions. That's quite alright. It was a request from Miss Twinnings after all. Okay. Life racer. Thank God, it's like the last food. I think it's the last food item I can buy for right now, so might as well eat it all.
美味しかったです。
染み渡るし染み渡るぜ
Foods galore!
染み渡るぜ食った染み渡るぜ
There's so much food and drink.
食った
Jesus Christ. I went all the way up to like gourmet level. I went from 1 to 7 with all that shit. Good lord. About more food and drink than I thought.
テクニカルサポートも承っておりますので、お気軽にご相談くださいませ。ちょっといいですか?
Still attack. Yes, it appears there are rumors going around that Stellatek is going public. But you haven't heard anything about that at Vern, have you? No, not at all. Stellatek was established by Vern in conjunction with the space program when they consolidated assets from different sectors. The company is really focused on the project team, so I found it hard to imagine them going public on their own. It's probably worth pointing out that since they're involved in the space program, their establishment has probably been kept under wraps. Yeah, so it's probably set up to efficiently develop technology for the program. There's no way they would be advertising in order to solicit investments. That said, their name has been mentioned with the Vern Group in their public-facing materials, among other places. Yeah, we did see him listed on Vern's website. But it was nothing more than that. It didn't stand out in the least. Which means they're not widely known. Compared to the more famous corporations, it's hard to get a beat on them. And since Vern's got them on their site, people are more likely to feel like they can trust it. And that's what the culprit's banking on, huh? Still, it only takes a little bit of digging to realize the inconsistencies. I do not get the sense that the culprit is overly familiar with either Stellatek or the space program. Yep, seems they're coasting entirely on name recognition and hype. Is it true that the company holds patents related to satellite's core technology? No, Marduk is the one who's the one that's taken the lead when it comes to development of the satellites. It's true that the Vern company provided some of the auxiliary hardware and raw materials, but they wouldn't have patents on anything that would be considered over core technology. As it happens, Stellatek developed a special heat-resistant material used to protect satellite parts. Oh, I suppose that makes sense. I've heard that temperatures in space can change by over 200 degrees between day and night. Heat resistance is probably indispensable. Well, we learned that we need to learn about Stellatek's position within the Vern company. I'm very busy, but thank you for taking the time to talk to us. It's my pleasure. Given the current situation lends itself to a variety of troubles, I completely understand where you're coming from. I'm happy to have been of assistance. Okay, we got enough info. Yes, the investment opportunity was a complete fabrication. It'd be best if we could catch the scammers now, if only to protect the good name of Stellatek. Gotta say, there's more holes in their sales pitch than I thought. Exactly, the scammer clearly knew next to nothing but Stellatek. Their name might as well have been pulled out of the hat. Like Bond said, it's probably because next to nobody knows about it, and there's a wave of space program hype. So you think the culprit doesn't know what he's talking about either? Seems that way. And now that he's got our clients added to his list of marks, he's told all his solicitors. Well, I guess that he's the type to work across a wide, shallow pool. For a swindle like this, he's likely not to do a lot of research. And asking technical questions is sure to trip them up eventually. Someone with a real brokerage would at least know of an industry's inner workings. Yeah, if we can get them to make a mistake, then we have sufficient proof. Seems like meeting up with them might actually be the quickest way to go about it. Let's get their contact info from the client. I see. You're interested in space-related investments. Let's say you've got a keen eye for opportunity. Stellatek in particular is certain to see its stock prices surge in the future thanks to being contracted to develop the satellite. I thought that might be the case, but I heard that with the announcement of the space program, buying stocks now might have extra complications. Oh, you can just do that to me. Simply send us the mirror and we'll make sure everything goes smoothly. Perfect! Love to hear the details. Now how about we meet up with the Century Marches rest area to discuss everything? I'll prepare all the necessary documentation and contracts so we can get everything taken care of right away. Great, I'll head over now. Huh, sounds like you fell for it. Now all we gotta do is push until he slips up. Let's hurry to the meeting spot. Where am I going? Oh, Century March, that's right. Oops.
行くとすっか。
ああ、
了解です。うちの店をよろしくね。
Hey man. The professional stock trader. Excuse me, we spoke about the investment opportunity. That voice. Must be the gentleman I was just talking on the phone. I've been waiting for you, so we get started. So you see, Stellatech is poised to be the pioneer in the innovation. In consideration of this, our firm has decided to elicit investments of this up-and-coming company. As part of our services, we'll even handle all the transactions and such on your behalf. Just like the client said. And the way he's talking, there are probably no other victims out there. It's about time we made our move. Here goes nothing. You don't mind if I ask you a few questions, do you? Not at all. Please ask whatever you'd like. Now then, how do I use the information we make on to expose himself as a fraud? Maybe I'll ask about technology released in order to go public. If they're going public, then Stellatech must have shown us some kind of tech. Could you tell us more about what they're making? Yes, certainly. Of course, we're very aware. It's the satellites. But there are many different parts, such as frame construction, reaction control systems, communication devices, and so on. I happen to know the frame in particular is being made by the Marta company. So which part of the satellite's technology was developed by Stellatech in particular? It was... let me see... yes, the main engine. The Prometheus 4 does not have a main engine. It only has a reaction control device. Final orbit was achieved via a Poggy kick motor connected to the fairing. To the best of my knowledge, Stellatech was working on something related to insulation. Yes, that's right. It was for insulation, to protect the satellite from the heat from the rocket's propulsion. No, the fairing is what's protecting the satellite from the heat of the rock and the atmosphere friction. Stellatech was working on a cover to guard their precision equipment against the invariable temperature in space. This industry's got everyone's eyes on it, so how could you not know about technology that's been made public? My apologies. It's just that there's so much technical info and information I got a little confused. May I ask a question as well? Please do. So what do we push next? The timing. Just when is Stella going public? Maybe it will be sometime this month. And shouldn't there have been a heads up at the beginning of this fiscal year? Timing is suspiciously close to StarTech's announcement. I can't help but feel like it's a little too early considering they were involved in a national security project. They may have been considering it in anticipation of the public unveiling the Star Project Startaker. But at that stage, the initial satellite wouldn't even have launched. They wouldn't have been able to prove themselves. Even now, no one knows how the schedule might fluctuate. Just yesterday, the second launch was moved up. And there seems to be only more undisclosed information about the project. Can they really go public at a time like this? It seems to me that they would wait until the project is completed and they've already proved themselves before looking to the future. Unfortunately, I don't actually work for Stellatech. It appears to me that you doubt this investment opportunity. In which case, perhaps this business venture simply isn't for you. Why are you in such a hurry to leave? We're not finished yet. I actually have a few more questions we need to ask, such as what the relationship was with Marduk and so on. You know, I don't think we've even asked the name of your brokerage firm yet. You can tell us that much, can't you? It's Keith Securities. Gotcha. We'll just ask your company the rest of our questions directly. Hold on a sec. Why is it we're getting no hits for any brokerage with that name? You're busted, buddy. You damn swindler. Really wanted to fool us, and you should have done more your research. This is how it ends, huh? Now we wouldn't mind I'm just turning you over to the police. We were actually asked to get back the mirror. So why don't we make a deal? Instead of us selling to the people who are a lot scared than the police, you just return the mirror you took from Johannes. Just what do you intend to do to me? Which of my connection should I use to scare him? Oh boy. CID gives me gray. What you're doing is basically defamation of an ongoing national project. You know, Project Startaker involves more than just the Aerospace Force, right? The CID is involved as well. They've been taking care of anything and anyone that might interfere with their plan. So what are you trying to say? Just that I'm real close friends with the savage, cold-blooded CID analysts. All I have to do is give them a call, and the black suits will come to take you away. Can't imagine what they do to a punk like you, risking the project with some dubious scam. Now hold on. Alright, fine. I'll return the mirror I took, so please just turn me over to the police. You got yourself a deal. The group then watched the scammer took the mirror from his account and passed it over to Vaughn. Once that was done, they immediately handed him over to the police. Hey. I simply cannot thank you enough. It's hard to believe that you were able to get all of my mirror money back for me. If we couldn't do that much, then nobody would be bothered coming to us instead of the police or the guild. I'm taking brief notes about Stella techniques and the scam artists provided them to you. I hope they'll be of help. Yeah, just try not to do anything something this careless again, alright? Getting your name passed around by scammers as an easy mark is just lame. If you're going to invest, then make sure you do your due diligence. And don't be so quick to believe the promises of strangers. Keep that in mind and things will get better for you. You got me there. Well, take this lesson to heart and make sure you keep your wits about you, especially during booms like these. No, I will. I've definitely learned my lesson. Well, now that I've got my mirror back, I should deposit as soon as I can. Thanks again. Phew, it's a good thing you managed to solve this. But it was just a regular old scam. Indeed, that man was the kind of pull a wide variety of grifts without taking the time to do the research. It does not appear to have anything to do with the current situation. That said, it's nice that we're able to confirm that Mark and Vernkom are both related to the project. And there's no room for outsiders to weasel their way into the tech development. It could be useful information when it comes to future space program related problems. Which means it wasn't all for nothing. Now, let's get back to it. Hey. Sweet! Alright, everything's balanced out. I'm still missing a 4 SPG. Oops. Am I still missing a form? I still have a 4 SPG somewhere. Oh, it's the Zekdarm stuff. Alright. So I gotta figure out this nonsense still. Okay. Alright, so how am I supposed to gain leverage? The problem with this one is I have like no guidance to where I need to go. So I need to figure out what I need to do. I think I'm gonna go to Old Town, Stanley's factory. Hey, mans.
ちょっと失礼します。
Oh, Yazan, that sounds like him, alright. Not to say I don't understand why he'd have qualms about handling wares that precarious as is. So what do you think Yazan's plan to do with the Exectrums once he's got his hands on them? Disassemble them into their base components and sell them off, or I had to hazard guess. That approach carries far less of a risk than the alternative. Though I can't help but find it a tad wasteful. How so? Is it that the components themselves are low in value, perhaps? Precisely. Exectrums tend to use counterfeits for parts from other marks. As such, they won't work much individually. But one could argue that ZA's true merit lies in their ability to bring out the full potential of said parts via unconventional combinations and customizations. In other words, there's overwhelmingly more profit to be had selling the weapons in the finished state. Exactly right. If anything, doing the alternative may well land him in the red. Makes sense. Thanks for the helpful tip. Alright. Next place we gotta go to is the police station.
行きましょう。警察も頼りになるわね。
Hey man.
聞かせてもらうぜ。
Carrying a product manufactured by Exectrums could be in violation of the law, depending on your situation. Really? The counterterrorism laws have recently been revised, meaning there are even more reasons someone could be charged. Like, say, unauthorized possessions of weapons of unknown purpose. Unknown purpose? Like if you weren't using it or selling it? Sounds like that would apply. Hoarding weapons behind closed doors might be viewed as preparation to commit an act of terror. I can see how the law might make that assumption anyway. Yes, but even so, there are cases where storing weapons long-term is required. In such cases, you can submit a report and get approval, but it'll be hard if the weapon was made by Exectrums. I don't know what you're thinking, but you fixers may be careful, alright? Don't worry about us, we're honest citizens. We never do anything dangerous like that. So you say. Sure sounds like they'd be a real problem if someone hung on to something like that. Zan probably doesn't want that kind of heat, so he might be able to persuade him to part with it. Alright, okay, I think we got enough info now. So it'll be better to sell it without taking it to pieces, and there's a risk of holding on to it. That should give me a leg up in negotiations. Alright.
さあ、出発せんぞ。こいつはどうだ?
I see. I had a nagging feeling that was the case. Well, I guess it's in my best interest to part with it ASAP. Maybe then I could still walk away with a tidy profit. At the very least, I'm sure you all wouldn't use it for some nefarious end. Very well. Since you went to all trouble digging into this, I'll sell it to you. Cool. Appreciate that. So you had it all along, but why? To be honest, it was pure coincidence that I saw this thing floating around. It's dangerous having these things in the real open market, so I snatched it up before it could fall into the wrong hands. I had planned to dismantle and sell it, but I had no idea doing so would put me at that much of a loss. Is that a fact? In any event, I'll turn it over to you. For the right price. I do still in the business here. Let's see, how about 900 Mira? I got enough for that. Should I go for it? Okay, I'll take it. I'll admit, buying something Rosali made leaves sour as hell taste in my mouth, but if it helped beef up our arsenal, I can't complain. Yeah, I'm already looking forward to testing it out. Sounds like we have a deal. Oh, I almost forgot. Do you want me to disable the limiter? Wait, it has a limiter? That's right, because admittedly its handling is a bit unwieldy. As such, I wouldn't call the weapon layperson friendly. The limiter on its output is only so-so, but even then, it doesn't really have many downsides to speak of. Incidentally, you won't be running afoul of the law if you were to use the weapon as it is. On the other hand, if a limiter were to be removed, then its raw offensive output will increase exponentially, but will come with a few corresponding drawbacks, yes? Exactly. And FYI, there is a chance you will be breaking the law if you use it without the limiter. So you want to play it safe and leave it on? Or are you willing to take the gamble? So pretty much this is saying is if you leave it on, the thing that you get gives you plus 15 damage and plus 3 to speed. If you take it off, it's plus 30 damage, you lose 15 resilience, and then you get 3 plus speed, so... just leave it on, I guess. I probably won't even use it anyway. Honestly speaking, I'm not a fan of taking on more risk than I have to. You can leave it that way it is. Understood. It'll still serve you well in its current state, so no loss. Sweet! I can trust the Spriggan to handle it with a finesse. Thanks for all this. Sorry for asking so much of you. No, not at all. If anything, I should be the one apologizing for your grief. Alright, I hope to see you again.
これで解決だ。
Sweet! Sweet! Alright. I think this is a good place to stop. So when we come back, we will continue on during our rounds. And then we got connection events we gotta do too, so I'll bang those out next time. So, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you then. Later.